Hello there, it's Anna, and I'm going to show you how to create the skin creative. I will lead you step by step how to make it nice and correct. First of all, you need to understand how skin works. So we have left compartment and the right compartment. In elements, you can see it here. You see skin compartments. You have left one, which is highlighted here, and we have middle one, which is like you don't need to touch at all, and we have a right part, which is here. So first of all, when we open the previous creative, what you need to do is to get rid of all the elements you won't use, because basically you're creating it almost from scratch. So I got rid of all the unnecessary elements in the left compartment. I left logo because obviously we will need to upload the logo, so that's fine to leave it as it is right now. I left the city group. Basically, this is the transparent area where you will set up the URL for click-through. And also I left the reference image. We will upload our reference image here. I will do the same thing for the right compartment now. So the reason for deleting all other elements is that those elements were set up for the specific creative, the size, the behavior, the anchoring. So it would be very tedious and tiring to redo everything in the existing element. So it's much easier to just create and upload all your assets as new elements. So as you see, I uploaded the left reference image and the right reference image to the right and left compartment. It's not perfect in terms of size, but that's fine because we will shrink it down, and we will, at a certain point of time, it will be like perfect. So it's up to you. You either go and lay out this size, like here. You see, it's just whatever 2172, but it's still using this layout, so it doesn't really matter where you start. And then it will become even smaller and smaller, so you would need to adjust layout for it to look good. So basically the reference image is just for you to lay down layout elements once, and then you will adjust for all other sizes just to look and feel good. Basically I will start laying out everything, but it seems like you will be able to do it on your own, so I will try to cover all key and necessary things about skin for you to know, to be able to create layout and finish it on your own. So before laying out everything in the creative, you need to export all the assets from the PSD files. So I will lay down the only one compartment just for the sake of tutorial, and you will be able to lay out the second one accordingly. So logo.
You sure it wasn't 4865?
Back to percentages, it should be centered, approximately same size, and we need to upload our actual logo we need to use.
Oh, okay. I don't know where I got my number from.
And we're using the small one
Right.
to save the size.
Right.
Yeah, looks good. So we need to add new element for the text, for the characters, for the background, and for another text. and you need to keep an eye on where this element goes. As soon as you upload a new element, you see that it was created on top of everything. You need to make sure that all the elements for the left compartment goes inside the left group folder. Yep, and then it should be underneath the CTA group because it needs to be on top of everything to be for the ad to be clickable. So we have welcome, and it's somewhere. Yep, it's here. So I'm going just to continue doing the same thing. And we have only background left. It's going to be still an image, not the background HTML, because it's not just a color or gradient, it's an image, it's a background image. I'm uploading background below the reference image for the reference image to still be visible. As soon as we laid everything out, we can turn off the reference image and check what we have, which is quite good. I like it. Everything is fine except of these shadows. So I just checked what was the problem with this shadow. If you have this kind of like a problem, you have a shadow, you have something strange in the elements. What I did, this element I already fixed. Let's fix the characters element. We have the ID of the element, it's C4. If we go into the custom code editor, so again our element ID is C4, we go into editor and we check the CSS C4 element. You see ID C4, we have kind of the custom shadow, so we don't need it in this creative, so you can easily just delete it and save it, so you won't have any shadow anymore. So when there is no shadow anymore, we can check with the reference again. Yeah, seems like fine, everything's fine. So I'm assuming you already created the creatives before, so you know how to lay out elements and how to go from size to another size. Basically, it's the same thing. The only difference in a skin is that you have left and right compartment, so you need to keep an eye on where your elements are. You need to have them all here, and you are laying out everything as kind of as two separate creatives, because you have all the elements inside the left group, and you're laying them out according to this box. So if it's like anchoring, for example, top horizontally as the logo is, it will be in the middle of this part. The same applies to the right compartment. You will lay out all the elements in right group, which is this box. As soon as you laid out the compartments right and left, you lay out, you either copy the element settings, or you may copy even the layout to 1, 2, 3, 4 sizes. Why 4? Because 1, 2, definitely nothing laid out yet, but you will. Sorry, 2, 3, and then last 4. You will basically use the same layout as here or here, most probably, but as soon as it's smaller, you will see that it's jumps to be an adhesion, and then you're just laying out kind of the third creative. So now you have skin compartments invisible, you don't need to use them anymore for adhesion, and you have adhesion group here. You need to check all the elements you're using in the adhesion. If you have the animation, if I'm not mistaken, the Jackson Phillips, they requested this simple animation. In case you have animation, you're laying out everything in frames. So frame 1, frame 2. In case you have frame 3, you're creating another group and you name it frame 3.
Okay, so
and you put all the elements that should appear in the frame 1, frame 2, frame 3 accordingly. The important part to check is that your left CTA group should be on top, and you should have adhesion close button on top of everything, so you will be able to click and close your adhesion. These two things need to be checked, but basically you're doing the same thing as with regular creative. You upload the reference picture. Let me do it for you now. And you're doing the same thing. You're laying out the elements, and then you go from size to size. Either you copy the layout to other adhesion sizes, or you lay out them manually, and basically you are done. Another thing you should know about Skin is that you don't need to lay out all the formats. Basically, if you will check, here we have layout 2560 by 1000, and if we go to another format, we have the same 2560 by 1001. Basically, it's the same size. If you go there, it's 1002, 1003, so this is all the same sizes. So as soon as you laid out the one format, all of the sizes with two compartments and all of the sizes for adhesion, you can go ahead and copy layout for all other sizes. Let's assume we laid everything out in this format here. So let's assume all done with this size, with this layout. So we're going to copy layout, selected one because we're now inside the layout we want to copy. So, and we copy it, we don't need to copy this to any side that's in a current format. We want to copy this layout into other formats. So when you select everything that has the same width, 2560, like that, and you copy layout. For your convenience, you can also do it again, copy layout and copy element order. It will be much more convenient and easier for you later on. So again, you select selected layout, which the one you're copying, and you select same width, and you copy element order. All done. The picture we have right now here, we now have here, 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 everywhere. So as soon as you're done laying all these four sizes for the compartments and all of these sizes for the adhesion, you just go and manually copy layout and element order for into other formats. And in this case, you will have everything layout. When you're done that part, you need to set up the formats inside the custom code editor, the developer console. So how you're doing that? You need to check the ID of each format. So this is the GPS Skin Adhesion 1000. You go inside here, you go down advanced settings, and you copy this format ID. You copy, you use some kind of notes to save it. So you put, for example, 1000 format. This is the ID. Then same thing, you need to check the ID for all of the formats. So this is the 1050 ID. Make sure you copy everything.
Okay. Exactly. Yeah.
So now we have the IDs of all of the formats, and we need to set them up in the developer console. So we're going here,
Okay.
and we're checking all of the formats here: 1000, 1050, 1100, 1150, 1200. And as you can see, for 1150 we have two IDs. So, and this is where we need to put our two different ones: 1150 and 1150 plus CAD ones. So, and basically what you're doing, you're copying. So this is 1000 ID and you're pasting it in here, 1000. Yep. And you need to copy all the IDs for all of the formats in here and paste it. Make sure you're not making any typos. And you basically save it. So, and basically we covered most of special things about skin. You know how to upload things. What is it? What's the difference in a skin compared to all other creatives with the compartments? How many sizes are for when we have two compartments, and then we have adhesion. You know how to copy the layout for all other formats, and you know how to set all the formats inside the custom code editor. And basically this is the most about the skin. And please, when you're checking this tutorial, pay attention to all the small tips I gave you, where the CTA group should be, where the adhesion close button should be, where all the elements for the left compartment, where for the right compartment should be. So in case you follow, you should be good. Everything is covered. And so I wish you good luck. In case you have any other questions related to skin, I'm here to help you. I'm ready to answer any questions you have almost anytime.